Today we shall proceed with a very interesting lesson, which is B1 lesson 37, compound adjectives with numbers. When I say compound adjectives with numbers, this is where we join a number with adjectives, and sometimes we also add some nouns. But simply, when we say, for example, a 2-day trip, that's a thing we shall be looking at. How do we do that? What is the rule governing that, and so on. When I say compound adjective is made of two or more words. When we have two or more words, that acts as one adjective. That's what we call a compound adjective. We have two or more words. They can be two, they can be three, they can be four, but they all act as one adjective. Remember, adjective, they describe a noun, which means that they come before a noun. They are followed by a noun. That's the only thing that we need to know. Example, I can say a 2-day trip. Another person can say a full-time job. All of that. I say compound adjectives with numbers. What do I mean by that? Simply, when we use numbers to describe time, to describe length, to describe quantity, we form what we call compound adjective. When I say compound adjective, that's where we take a number and then we add singular noun to that number. We take a number and then we add a noun after the number. And the noun is always singular. The noun that we put after that number is always singular. For example, I have a 2-day trip. You see, like here we have 2, which is a number, then day, which is a singular noun. Then we add also another noun, which is a trip. A 5-year plan. You see, there is one thing which is really important here that they said that I want us to see and to really keep in mind. They say that the noun is always singular. When I say that this noun following the number should be singular, this is something very important. You see, like here, 2-day, not 2 days, 5-year. This is something you should put into your mind and into consideration wherever you're going to construct a compound adjective with a number. This noun should always be singular. And let's see what we call the hyphen rule. When I say hyphen rule, compound adjective with numbers use a hyphen. Simply, the number noun is hyphenated. The number noun is hyphenated. Let me try to indicate it here. I tried to not put it here so that you could understand what I was saying. I have a 2, then I put a hyphen here. I say a 2-day, then trip. This is what they say. The number noun, this noun with a number, the noun with a number. You see, we have a day, which is a noun, and we have a trip, which is a noun. This noun holding together with a number should be hyphenated. It is hyphenated using a hyphen. That's why we say a 10-minute break, a 3-year contract. We do like this, like this, like this. A 3-year contract. Let's see the important rules here. The first rule, we say that the noun stays singular. That's first. The noun stays singular. The compound adjective comes before the noun. We have what we call this noun following the number simply makes a compound adjective. Then the noun becomes the next word following this compound adjective. What does that imply? It implies that this is the one we call the noun of the sentence, and this is the noun of the sentence too. This one here, flight. And remember the hyphen rule. We hyphen the number and the noun are hyphenated to make it one thing, to make it an adjective describing the noun. Incorrect form really sounds unnatural when you add s here. When you say 4 weeks, that's not true. It should not be done like that way. That's very wrong. Or you say 6 hours flight. No, you shouldn't be doing that at this stage. At B1 level, you already understand the rules and how to use them correctly. Let's see the common uses. When I say common uses, what do I mean here? Compound adjectives with numbers are common when you are going to talk about time, distance, age, weight, size. That's when we like to use the compound adjectives. Simply, they are used mostly when you are going to talk about the time, distance, age, weight, size, and anything related to that. We say a 5-kilometer walk, a 10-year-old building, like that. 5-kilometer walk, a 10-year-old, a 10-year-old. You see, like this time we have three. A 10-year-old building. Now let's fill in the blanks here. You're going to use the correct compound adjective. Remember the hyphen rule. We went on a dash dash trip. It was a dash dash break. It was a dash dash break. He signed a dash dash contract. He took a dash dash walk. They planned a dash dash course. Again, fill complete correctly here. It is a dash dash journey. She lives in a dash dash house. We had a dash dash meeting. He bought a dash dash ticket. They built a dash dash bridge. Still choose the correct form here. A dash dash vacation, a dash dash program, a dash dash flight, a dash dash exam, a dash dash project. Complete the sentences. She attended a dash dash workshop. We stayed in a dash dash hotel. He bought a dash dash pass. They took a dash dash drive. It was a dash dash performance. And the quiz choose the correct compound adjective. A dash dash course, a dash dash break, a dash dash contract, a dash dash journey, a dash dash trip. See you in the next lesson.